What's going on, guys? Welcome. So this is a first impressions video, but it's a little bit different than the ones we've done before. These were pulled directly from the podcast. So if you didn't want to sit through a 45-minute podcast, well, I've cut them down and put up the first impressions for these videos up this week. Might be something we do in the future, might not. But if you want any more information on the game that we're talking about here in this video or any of the other videos, be sure to check out the podcast. It goes up every single week on podcast services around the globe, as well as up here on YouTube. It's a great way to spend 45 minutes on the drive home or just when you're doing some housework. So if you want more one-up goodness, be sure to check out the podcast. But right now, please enjoy our first impressions of Spectre Divide or Mecha Break or whatever video you're watching right now. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. So we're going to jump into Spectre Divide because I feel like I have less to say about that than I do Mecha Break. So Spectre Divide, for people that don't know, is now it really isn't. But when I say it, you'll know. This is Shroud's game. So this is a 3v3 tac shooter with a very 90s comic book art style that really takes the tactical shooter genre and is really trying to flip it on its head and create its own niche and carve its own path. Because, I mean, it's a lot like battle royales and all that other sort of stuff. It's a very saturated market, people have their tac shooters that they love, that they like, and they stay there. So Valorant, Counter-Strike, those are the big two where people, are divided down the middle. Well, Spectre Divide is trying to find a whole new audience and maybe steal a couple, but I feel like they're just trying to find the audience of people that have been interested in tac shooters, but may have thought they were a bit too hard or are too scared to jump into such a hardcore sort of community. People don't want to play League of Legends because all they hear is, oh my God, I'm scared. So Spectre Divide, I feel, is coming in here to, slide in and fill a spot.
It's a tall ask.
It's a very tall ask. But, okay, I'm going to be brutally honest. I'm going to be really honest, all right, about this game. I'm shit at tac shooters. I want to get better. And I actually had a lot of fun playing this game. Do I think the game has longevity? Don't know. But had a great time playing it. So to give the sort of ballpark, here's how it works sort of, let's go, is it works very much like Valorant and Counter-Strike. You have a bomb called the Zeus, and you set the Zeus at one of the points of A or B. You go there, set it, wait for it to blow, take out the other enemies, boom, bada bang, it's done, round over, respawn, do it all over again. Here's how it differs. So you have, I think they're called Spectres. I forget what they're called. But basically what you can do is you have 2 lives in this game. You have a thing called a puck. And when you throw the puck, it creates a spectre, like a hologram of you. And basically, when you die, you respawn at that hologram. The fun part is you can swap between them at any time. So you can watch A and B at the same time and swap between the two. Or you can, for example, be in a firefight with somebody, chuck the puck over the top of their head, pop out again, pop back in, swap to the other side, shoot them in the back. There's so many different ways you can use this thing, and it's very tactical, which is good for a tac shooter. They've found a new way to introduce tactics that doesn't necessarily take Valorant's ultimates or the Counter-Strike high skill sort of gap. You know what I mean? This isn't like Counter-Strike or Val where when you're shooting, you have to stop, crouch, take your shot at the head and then move on. This game is very much hey, we want you to run and gun. We want you to ADS. We want you to use the park. You're still going to get rewarded for accuracy. A shot to the head is going to drop them. But yeah, they really are trying to differentiate themselves from other tac shooters, and I think they've done a really good job of that. The game feels good when it works. Again, this was a playtest. A lot of my games just dropped out mid-game. Could have been me, could have been them, but there were a lot of people complaining about it. But when it works, it works. It's fun. It's good. I like the duality system where you can swap between the two. I like being able to watch the front and the back door at the same time, because that's one of the big things in a tac shooter is I'm always scared someone's going to come up behind me and make me look the fool. Well, now I can literally just pop to the other side, check behind me, pop back. Very, very cool. The other way it sort of differs from other games is the buy system. So in Counter-Strike or Val, you'll buy your pistol, buy your main weapon, you've got your knife. In this game, when you buy a weapon, it's sort of they're in packages. So for example, the packages changed, I was noticing, but I'm not sure if that's something they just wanted us to rotate through and try different guns or if that's how the game will work. But effectively, I buy a gun pack. I get a standard pistol. I have my knife, and it gives me the opportunity to have between two guns. So you could effectively get an SMG or an assault rifle, or a shotgun and a shotgun, or a SMG, or a shotgun. I did not get the chance to play with a sniper, so I'm not sure if snipers were available. I just didn't get the chance to play with them. But for example, SMG sniper. Now you think, oh, cool, well, I'm going into battle with a sniper. If I need to, I'll swap to an SMG. No. So one character gets a sniper, the other gets the SMG. So it's almost sort of like, instead of swapping weapons, you're swapping characters. So it's really quite frustrating when like you love that SMG and I'm going to go in with the SMG guy. I've just died. Now I'm stuck with a shotgun that I don't like. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not good with shotguns. Now I'm going to rush in with a shotgun, and I'm hoping that there's the opportunity to pick the two weapons yourself, but it probably won't, because then you'll just find people like doubling up on SMGs, doubling up on assault rifles, doubling up on snipers. Like, being able to like pop off with a shot and then swap to another op and then pop off again would probably be like something like that. Creates a skill gap, which I think is what they're trying to at least avoid early on. I think it'll eventually get there. But yeah, it's an interesting system. I think it needs to be tweaked a little bit. I'm sure they will tweak it a little bit. And I'm sure there are people out there that love it. Just because I don't enjoy it doesn't mean that there aren't people out there that think it's the best thing since sliced bread. I just find it very odd. And I think the last thing I want to talk about when it comes to this game is the level of customization. Very cool. You can customize the Spectre. You can customize the player character. They've got, like, you can go down, change hair, change eye color, change skin color. It's very much like you can create a very unique character to you that isn't locked down by like skins or anything like that. You can create a very unique character. And from what we've seen from like gun skins, also very cool. Art style feels niche. Like, it feels niche. It feels like an early 2000s sort of art style that is emulating like 90s cartoons, and it looks really cool, and I didn't get bored of it. So we got to play for a few hours, and I didn't get bored of it in the couple of hours that I played. We basically were able to play it in Australia. I was playing it from 5 a.m. till, I think it was like 1 p.m. I think it ended up being 1 or 2 p.m. So I played through that test, played as many games as I could. And yeah, it was good. It was good. And it's entering open beta at the end of the month, I believe. So there's going to be a chance for everybody to jump in soon and play it. So I'm looking forward to everybody jumping in. If you want to jump in, I'll jump in. It's 3v3, which turns into 6v6, basically how we've been playing Fortnite these last couple of days. So it's lots of fun. And yeah, I think it's really good. I think it'll do well.
Very exciting. I'm keen to check it out. Can you tell who Spectre belongs to which player on the enemy team?
Yeah, so on the so kind of like you know how on Valorant you've got each hero up the top?
Yeah.
Well, up the top you actually have both character and Spectre next to each other, and both health bars up there for each one.
Oh, so if one dies, you can tell very clearly.
You can tell, yeah,
other
who you
players
got.
Still up. That Spectre's still up.
Yep.
Oh, that's sounding pretty cool. And I like the idea that you can sort of run and gun a bit more. And
it's very run and gun. Yeah.
It's going to be a busy month. I'm keen to check it out.
Yeah, it's been real busy for like alphas, betas, new releases.